Inside a busy roadside buka in Lagos, Chike, dressed in a crisp suit, awkwardly pokes at his Amala with a fork. Adetutu, owner of the buka, in a colorful Ankara dress, sits nearby, enjoying her own meal. It was late afternoon, so the buka wasn't busy. She noticed him struggling and smirked. Adetutu approached him and said, in a laughing voice, "Ha, Oga, who eats Amala with fork and knife now? Are you performing surgery?" Chike frowned and looked up and said, "Excuse me?" Adetutu, grinning, replied, "You are excused. But your Amala is suffering, oh. Use your hands, Oga, abeg." Chike muttered, "I don't like my hands getting messy." Adetutu gasped dramatically. Ha! You're not even Yoruba like this. Even Igbo men have learned the art of Amala eating. Chike, smirking, said, "Maybe I just have class." Adetutu laughed and said, "Or maybe you have wahala." Chike, irritated but intrigued, takes off his Rolex, rolls up his sleeves, and dipped his hand into the Amala. He swallowed and paused. Okay, not bad, he said. Adetutu mocked and bowed, said, "You're welcome, King of Amala." The both laughed. Unknowingly, their fate is sealed from that moment on. Adetutu was an ambitious entrepreneur. She had been running a small Amala business for years, but struggled with expansion. With rent rising and debt piling up, she needed a breakthrough. One day, she came across an ad for a pitch competition sponsored by a major investment firm. Shade, her best friend, said, "Tutu, this is your chance. If they invest, you can expand your business." Adetutu responded, But Shade, do you know the kind of people that attend these things? They wear suits and speak English that will confuse my ancestors." Shade looked at her. "And so? You think billionaires don't eat Amala? Go and show them that local food deserves premium investment." Encouraged, Adetutu registered for the competition, spending nights preparing her pitch. On the day of the pitch, Adetutu arrived at the office, the corporate headquarters for the pitch competition. She looked around nervously as startup founders prepared to present their ideas. She clutched a proposal for an upscale Amala restaurant chain. Chike, looking sharp in a fitted navy blue suit, walked into the room and took his seat among the panel of judges. Adetutu spotted him and froze. Muttering to herself, she said, the Amala student, what is he doing here?" Chike looked up, noticed her, and smirked knowingly. He leaned back in his chair, waiting for her presentation. When Adetutu was called up, she cleared her throat and started speaking. Her voice was strong, despite the butterflies in her stomach. "Good afternoon," Adetutu said. "Esteemed judges, my name is Adetutu, and I believe that food is not just about taste. It is culture. It is history. It is an experience. That is why I am introducing Tutu's Buka Deluxe, a restaurant that will elevate traditional Nigerian meals while maintaining their authenticity." She continued passionately, using slides to showcase her vision. The judges nodded in approval. Chike watched her closely, impressed. The first judge said, "This is a brilliant concept, Miss Adetutu. But how do you plan to differentiate yourself from existing local food chains?" Adetutu said in a confident voice, "By merging tradition with elegance, customers will eat Amala in a comfortable yet luxurious setting, maintaining the cultural experience while elevating the service quality." The panel clapped as she finished. Adetutu stepped down, exhaling. She glanced at Chike, who was still smirking at her. Chike said softly as she passed by him, "Not bad, Amala queen." She glared playfully and walked away. After the pitch competition, Adetutu nervously approached Chike, who was busy typing on his phone. She cleared her throat. Oga, I mean, sir, I mean, billionaire. I. Chike glanced up, smirking. You? The Amala seller? Adetutu folded her arms. Ah, so you do know me. I thought billionaires only remembered people who use fork and knife. Chike chuckled and said, you insulted me that day. Adetutu innocently said, me? Insult you? No, I was just offering cultural guidance. But now, I see you are a big man. I should have greeted you like this. She bowed dramatically. Good evening, Your Excellency. His Royal Highness, King of Real Estate. Chike laughed. You have a sharp mouth, but I like sharp minds more. I liked your pitch. Adetutu brightened and said, really? Chike nodded. Your food business has potential. You just need the right investor. At this stage, Adetutu was grinning from ear to ear. So, are you the right investor or just a hungry man who came to test Amala? Chike smirked and said with a low voice, we'll see. A few days later, Adetutu was at a restaurant with her friend Sade, closing up after a very busy day when she received a call. The investor representative said, Miss Adetutu, congratulations, your pitch was successful. We are offering you an investment package to scale your business. Adetutu dropped the phone and screamed in excitement, startling Sade. She danced around and started shouting, I did it! I did it! Yes, thank God I did it. Sade grabbed the phone to confirm what she was saying. And then Sade told her, babe, do you know what this means? More locations, more customers, maybe even a rich husband? Adetutu said, I beg, let me make my money first before we talk husband. But little did she know that the investment comes with new challenges, including navigating a closer relationship with Chike. Adetutu called Chike to tell him her big news. Of course, Chike already knew. He congratulated her. You deserve it, Adetutu. It would have been an act of injustice if your pitch had been rejected. So, let's go celebrate and discuss business. Chike had formally invited Adetutu to dinner to discuss business, but their conversations took a more personal turn. Adetutu was beyond impressed. First, it was where he took her to. Then, the conversation. Chike surprised Adetutu by taking her to a small local buka. Adetutu was shocked and said, Billionaire, you, in a buka? Chike smiled and said, I wanted to impress you. Let me show you I can eat Amala properly. He attempted to swallow a lump of Amala, but it slid out of his hand and landed on his shirt. Adetutu began to laugh. This is why Igbo people don't eat Amala. It's rejecting you, can't you see? Chike wiped his shirt, shaking his head. They both enjoyed each other's company. They talked until late, and Chike dropped her at her home. When he got back to his own house, he called her just to inform her that he had gotten home safely, or so he said to himself. But they ended up speaking for another hour until Chike said, Oops, I've deprived our Amala queen her beauty sleep. Please, let me allow you sleep before I begin to see Amala swimming in begiri and ewedu soup in my sleep. Adetutu laughed out loud, but said good night. When she hung up, she still couldn't sleep. She kept going over the whole evening, wondering why she just didn't want the evening to end. That evening signaled the beginning of a beautiful love story. They both craved each other's company, and so they found ways to spend their free time together. One day, Chike took Adetutu to the beach, and after a picnic which he had ordered for and had delivered to them on the beach, they decided to just walk along the beach at sunset. Chike, in a teasing voice, said, "So, Amala Queen, if I wasn't a billionaire, would you still date me?" Adetutu pretended to think. Hmm, maybe if you were a mechanic, a fine one with soft hands. Chike laughed and said, "Mechanic, eh? Yes, and your name would be Fine Boy Chike the Oil Master." They both burst into laughter. Life was good. Adetutu's friends began to tease her about Chike. One day, she sat at a lounge sipping drinks after a long day. Shade, her bestie, nudged her playfully. "Babe, now wow, eh? You and this real estate mogul. Tell us now. Are you trying to tell us that Chike, fine boy, rich man, real estate mogul, has been taking you out and you are still forming her to get?" Adetutu responded, "Haba Shade, it's not like that. We're just talking, nothing serious." Fumi said, "Ha, say this one more, madam, nothing serious. The man is carrying you to beach dates, buying amala for you, and even eating it with his bare hands. You think that's normal?" Kelechi also said, "Have you seen how he looks at you? Like small pikin wey dem promise ice cream." Shade said, "Abeg Adetutu, don't dull yourself at all. Rich men like that don't come twice. If you miss this opportunity, na me go apply o." Adetutu looked at her friends and said, "You people should leave me alone. I'm just trying to focus on my business." Fumi said, focus on your business now. But if he buys you one of those his lucky houses, don't forget your sisters in struggle o. This is about sisters supporting sisters o." They all laughed as Adetutu shook her head, trying to suppress a smile. Chike too was not left behind in the teasing. His friends teased him endlessly about Adetutu. Chike and his boys, Emeka, Kunle, and Jide, relaxed in his penthouse, sipping whiskey and watching a football match. Emeka said, "Chike, my guy, tell us the truth. What exactly did that Amala babe put inside the soup wey make you lose guard like this?" Chike looked at them. "What are you people even saying? We're just talking." Kunle said, "Talking ke? Baba, we saw you carrying Amala like a pro. Before Uncle, billionaire don turn local champion because of woman." Jide said, "See, if a Yoruba babe catches you like this, na full package. Before you know it, you will start wearing fila and buba with embroidery." Emeka laughed and said, "Chai, Igbo man don fall hard o. Chike, you wey talk say you no fit dey serious Lagos babe? Chike laughing said, "You guys are unserious. Adetutu is different, jare." Kunle shouted, "My guy don't fall." Wait. So, if she tells you she's going to one Owambe this weekend, you go allow her and go follow? That was Jide. Chike said, "Which kind wahala be this now? You guys should just leave my relationship alone." His friends burst into laughter as he shook his head, secretly smiling to himself. One night, they were lying on a mat outside at Chike's penthouse, looking at the stars. Chike softly said, "You are different, Adetutu. You don't care about my money." Adetutu smiled and said, "I care about who you are, rich or poor. But the billionaire part is a nice bonus, sha o." Chike laughed, pulling her close. Their bond strengthened over time, making them ready to face their individual families before making things official. After a few months of dating Adetutu, also helping her scale her business, Chike felt it was time to take the relationship to the next level. So, he informed his mother about Adetutu. It was unbelievable drama. She nearly fainted. She began to wail in Igbo. Chineke me, Chimo, Chimo, what have I done, O Chike? What did I do to deserve this? How can you disgrace your ancestors like this? A Yoruba girl. Chike replied, Mommy, I checked though, but the ancestors said I should follow my heart, and that's what I'm doing. His father responded sternly, Does she even know how to pound yam? Chike said, Daddy, we have blenders now, 21st century technology. Chike's mother clutched her chest and began to shout, Hey, Chimo, Chineke mo, this my son Chike wants to kill me, oh. Blender to pound yam. Hi, your wife will be feeding my grandchildren with machine yam? Chike chuckled and said, Mommy, please, let's focus on love and not on yam. His mother stormed off, calling for family prayers. On Adetutu's end, it was beyond drama. It was Nollywood movie titled Who Wants to Steal My Daughter Part 1 and 2. Adetutu's mother was wailing. Mo gbé ọmọ yìí fẹ́ pa mí. Ó fẹ́ fi àjòkúta má mọ́ mí. My daughter wants to marry a man that eats soup without pepper, that can swallow stone without drinking water. What have I done to deserve this? Adetutu, an Igbo man. Ọmọ Igbo ló fẹ́ mú wálé. Adetutu's father said, Does he even know how to prostrate when greeting elders? What does he know about our tradition and culture? Adetutu groaned. Daddy, Chike is not marrying you. He's marrying me. And there will be no need for him to be prostrating for me. But he will prostrate for you whenever he sees you. Adetutu's mother ignored her and said, I heard Igbo men don't like to spend money. Mommy, money ahun ni won. Are you sure he will give you chop money? Adetutu laughed and said, Mommy, Chike is a billionaire. If I sneeze, he can buy me 100 cartons of tissues. Her father grumbled, shook his head and said, Okay, bring him home. Let me inspect him. Adetutu sighed, knowing that she should prepare for war. One Sunday evening, Chike finally visited Adetutu's family house for dinner. Of course, it didn't go so well. After they had all eaten and sat down in the living room pretending to watch TV, Adetutu's father, staring at Chike, said, Young man, how many cows did your people send for my daughter's bride price? Chike smiled and said, Sir, should I bring the cows myself or send them through DHL? Adetutu's mother was horrified. Jesu ẹgbà mí o, DHL kẹ̀. Láti bo síbo. Kí la gbé kí lẹ́jù? You want to deliver bride price like Jumia package? Adetutu nearly choked on her food, trying not to laugh. Chike, grinning, said, Don't worry, Mommy. I will bring plenty cows, even enough to start a cattle business. Adetutu's father, muttering, said, This boy is too smooth. Both of them felt the meetings with their families could have been worse. Unknown to Chike, his business rivals were plotting against him. One of them, Mr. Bayo, had a personal vendetta against him. Years ago, Chike's company outbid him on a major real estate contract, causing him to lose millions that he had used to bribe staff of that company. Since then, he had harbored resentment, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Mr. Bayo also happened to be Adetutu's distant uncle from her mother's side. One day, he sought her out at a restaurant. As Adetutu was closing up, Mr. Bayo walked in, his usual smirk in place. Mr. Bayo said, Tutu, my dear niece, Long time. Now wow, you didn't even call to tell me you are now dating Lagos finest billionaire. Ṣé bọ́n ṣe ń ṣayé nìyẹn? Eh? Adetutu folded her arms. Uncle Bayo, I know you well. You didn't come here to drink zobo and gist. Oya, tell me, what exactly do you want? Uncle Bayo leaned in, said with a low voice, I hope you know Chike is just using you. Men like him don't marry people like you. Adetutu raised a brow and said, Uncle, what kind of insult is this now? Because last I checked, Chike has money, more money than all your business partners combined. So tell me the real reason you are here. Mr. Bayo glared. His smirk faded. Be careful, young lady. That man will ruin you, just like he ruined my business. Adetutu laughed, shaking her head. Uncle, I should be warning you, because if you try anything, Uncle, you will see a side of me that you never knew existed. And let me tell you, Uncle, whatever wahala you have with Chike, please, leave me out of it. After all, I'm not your business partner. Mr. Bayo fumed as she walked away, flipping her braids defiantly. But his mind was already made up. He wouldn't let Chike get away this time. Mr. Bayo, desperate to bring Chike down, decided to join forces with his old business associates who had also suffered losses due to Chike's success. They came up with a plan: kidnap Adetutu and demand a ransom so high it would cripple Chike financially. Mr. Bayo said at the meeting, we take the girl, he panics, he pays, then we crush him. One of the kidnappers said, what if he doesn't pay? Mr. Bayo responded, then we make sure she disappears forever. The kidnappers looked at each other, nodded, sealing the deal. Chike's once thriving real estate part of his empire began to crumble. His rivals, led by Mr. Bayo, were sabotaging his deals. Chike was in a meeting with his business partner one afternoon, and Collins, in a panicked voice, said, Chike, things are getting worse. The government just revoked our biggest contract. Chike, frowning, said, what? Why? Collins lowered his voice and said, Mr. Bayo bribed them. They are saying your company used fake documents. Chike slammed a hand on his desk. That's nonsense. They know I run an honest business. Collins whispered, he's not stopping there, Chike. There's worse coming. Chike gripped his phone, rage bubbling inside him. He dialed Adetutu. Adetutu picked up Chike's call while frying dodo at home. She answered cheerfully, my billionaire, Odogu. Hope you are sending money for data. This call is long, oh. Chike in a serious tone said, Tutu, listen, I don't know how, but Mr. Bayo is attacking me. Business, reputation, everything. Be careful, he might come after you. Adetutu paused and said, me? Omo, let him try it. I still have that my grandmother's broom. I will sweep his destiny away. Chike laughed despite himself. Just promise me you'll be careful, Adetutu, please. Adetutu responded softly, always. A week later, late at night, Adetutu was leaving a restaurant after closing. She was humming a tune while locking the door. Suddenly, a black SUV screeched to a stop beside her. Adetutu turned. Who be this again? No, this night I'm tired, I'm about to go home. And then, before she could react, two masked men grabbed her and shoved her into the car. Her phone dropped to the ground. Meanwhile, Chike was at home when his phone buzzed. It was an unknown number. Chike picked it up and said, "Hello?" It was the kidnappers. In a low voice, the kidnapper said, "If you love Adetutu, bring 500 million naira or say goodbye to her forever." Chike, with heart pounding, shouted, "Who are you?" The call ended. Chike's hands began to shake as he redialed, but there was no response. Chike stormed into his office, making calls. His business partner, Collins, worried, said, "Chike, are you sure it's wise to pay?" Chike snapped, "Are you out of your mind? This is Tutu we're talking about. If I have to sell everything, I will." His phone rang again. Some unknown number. The kidnapper said, "We're watching you. No police or she dies." Chike growled, if you touch her, I will find you. And when I do, you beg for help." The kidnapper hung up. Meanwhile, Adetutu was kept inside a dark warehouse. She was tied to a chair. She glared at her kidnappers. In a mocking voice, she said, "Wow, this your hideout? No AC, no snacks, very unprofessional of you." The first kidnapper said, in an angry voice, "Shut up." Adetutu smirked and said, "You tie me like goats, but let me tell you something, Yoruba girls don't die anyhow." While the kidnappers argued, Adetutu noticed a broken glass shard on the ground. She started rubbing the rope against it. A few minutes later, when she saw that the kidnappers were truly engrossed in their discussion, she suddenly kicked the second kidnapper in the face, grabbed a wooden plank, and smashed it over the first kidnapper. Adetutu, laughing, said, "Oh yeah now, who won't collect?" Adetutu dashed out, running into the street. A motorcycle was passing by and she jumped on it. The motorcycle man was shocked and shouted, "Sister, why you dey jump like that now?" Adetutu panted and shouted, "Brother, just drive before they use me for sacrifice. Move, 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 drive." Meanwhile, Chike was in his house, pacing when his door burst open. Adetutu, covered in dust, stood there. Chike, eyes widening, shouted, "Tutu, Tutu." And before she could speak, he rushed forward and hugged her tightly. Adetutu, in a muffled voice, said, "Ha, Billionaire, you want to suffocate me?" Chike choked up and said, "I thought I'd lost you." Adetutu spoke roughly. "Lost me ke? Hey, Tani, àwọn wo? Èmi ìjayà, ṣẹ̀rù bà wọ́n, wọ́n pọ̀ tó." Emeka, though confused, laughed in relief, then said, "Though I don't understand what you just said, I am glad you are here, safe in my arms. I'll never fail to protect you again. Never." Tutu looked up at him with love in her eyes. "You didn't fail me, my Odogu. I fought for us." They held each other for a long moment. Then they both went straight to the police. Mr. Bayo, thinking that Adetutu was still missing, continued his plans to spread false news about Chike being bankrupt and unable to pay the ransom. But he didn't realize that the authorities were watching him. Days later, at his office, Mr. Bayo was sitting with his partners, celebrating what they thought was their impending victory. Suddenly, the door burst open. Armed policemen stormed in. And first police officer said, "Mr. Bayo, you are under arrest for conspiracy, kidnapping, and extortion." Mr. Bayo began to shout, "This is nonsense! This is nonsense! Do you know who I am? Do you? The police officer said, yes, sir, and you will be explaining yourself in the court. He struggled, but the officers handcuffed him. His accomplices were also arrested, and all their assets were frozen. Chike watched them from a distance, his arms crossed. And then he faced Adetutu and said, that's what happens when people play dirty. Adetutu smirked and said, Oga, let's go home. I need Amala to recover from all this drama. They walked away as Mr. Bayo was being dragged into a police van, his empire crumbling before his eyes. Chike and Adetutu began to plan their wedding. But Mr. Bayo's evil seeds were still growing. He had been spreading rumors about Chike being poor because of the blow he dealt his real estate business. He had, however, regained his lost clients following Mr. Bayo's arrest and exposure, so he had no major losses. Chike's mother, crying, said, Chike, my son, is it true? Is it true what they are saying now, that you are a poor man? Chike rolled his eyes and said, Mommy, do I look poor? His father, with a serious voice, said, my son, you know a man without money is like Amala without ewedu. Useless. Chike, grumbling, said, everybody, please calm down. I am not poor. I'm not even broke. Whatever losses I made because of the sabotage, I have recovered. Please, let's focus on the wedding. Despite all the drama, Chike and Adetutu finally said, I do. The wedding was beautiful. It was grand, worthy of a young billionaire. At the reception, Chike pulled Adetutu close. Grinning, he said, after all this, are you ready to be Mrs. Billionaire? Adetutu laughed and said, Oga, as long as you don't eat Amala with fork again, I am ready to become Mrs. Billionaire. They both laughed, kissing as fireworks exploded in the sky. The end. Thank you for watching. I'm sure you enjoyed our feel-good Billionaire Romance. What do you think of this story? Do you think that Adetutu and Chike will live happily ever after? After all, they are both from different tribes. Do you think that both families have truly reconciled and accepted each other? I'd love to hear from you. Please write your answers in the comment section. And at the same time, please drop a story if you have any suggestion. As you can see, this story was from someone who suggested that I wrote a billionaire romance story. And here we are today. So please drop your comment suggestion. See you in the next video. Hello friends, it's your personal person, Cha. Thank you for watching and for being a part of this family. Please like and subscribe for more wisdom tales. See you in the next video.